Maybe I'm gonna start being like Sage.
Alright,
This
here we are for another episode of the Mon Bazou Show.
That's rude.
So, basically, weird thing happened, alright? I was basically capturing this episode earlier, and then, lo and behold, because I was messing around with some other stuff, and I wasn't really paying attention to my hard drive, Mon Bazou kind of crashed on me. Alright, this one. Alright. So, I want to do this again. There, everything's all good and watered. Yeah, everything's watered. Alright. So we're going to go. Is this one water? Yeah, this is water too. Got 100% there. Alright. Where's my. Okay, they're in here. Alright. I know what point I was in. Okay. Okay. Let's get these empties. Alright, there. That, when it starts to ripen, I can just. There. I can just grab them from here. Alright. Let's gas up the generator. The generator needs the gas. Alright, so what's on the agenda today is trying to get the last piece of the turbo. And we're going to start working on the car. That's what's on the agenda. Alright. And we're going to see if it's enough to hopefully help our buddy get his shop set up. So I can get full access to everything he has to offer. And I have a surprise too. I did some digging on how to get the, well, let's just put it to you this way. Hold on. I'll pause record. just wait for it. It's coming. It's coming. Just wait for it. Hold on. It's coming. It's just going to take it a bit. Get the CD player right here. I hit load. Okay. Just give it a little bit of time. It's going to take it a bit. It's got a lot to handle. Yeah. Just hold on. It's coming. Any second now. There we go. Yeah. That. Took it a while. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I need firewood. I'll start this up and then I'll go get some firewood. Alright, well that started up. Oh, everybody needs some syrup too. Alright. Alright. First things first, firewood. Alright, I want to try to be clearing out these non-maple trees from around the maple trees. That's what's on the docket. Really? I can ask for a better drop than that if I could have planned it myself, because they're how this game is. Let's see this one. Boy, that tree just like, ah! You poked me! Alright. That tree's just like, oh, fall over here. That tree didn't know what it wanted to do. Alright. Needs another one. Alright. Now let's go load the truck up. Man, my cat needs to calm down. Alright. I spat. After I load these up, I'll go and check on my maple syrup cooker. I get all the firewood all there and all split. Then I'll show you my little surprise. I'll do that. You'll hear my little surprise. Alright. Our boy's going to have wood. Lots of wood. Okay. That needs to be opened up. I won't be putting the syrup in the syrup jar. That was weird. Okay. Upsy daisy. Upsy daisy. Upsy. Alright, let's park it. Let's load this one up. Fireboy's getting a nice load of wood. Give me this. Take a shove this right into the fire thingy. That was 100. All right. Well, I approach the maple syrup bacon and Mon Bazou. Wood. Lots of wood. Alright. Okay. Man, this truck needs new brakes. All right. Now, we turn this on. CD. Crank it up.
-1, fire.
Alright, we're going to X-1 while I cook maple syrup.
From the far horizon of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future. Adventures in which you'll live in a million could-be years and 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents -1.
Yeah! So X-1 is public domain.
Cold equation.
There's no margin of safety along the rim of the frontier.
So, during my last play, I was like, I really wanted something to listen to while I was doing maple syrup. So I went and found X-1 because I actually had it downloaded way back when. So I went ahead and decided, well, I'll download. Well, I checked out the CD, found out the formats that accepted it, and I found X-1 in that particular format. Ah, heck, I got this. Fine, firewood it is.
You sent for me, Commander?
Yeah.
Just got an ED from the territorial space station on Woden. Woden, that's in the Crab Nebula, isn't it?
That's right. There's 2 exploration parties there on Manny's continent, H and E. Got Pala fever in one of them and no syrup.
And I thought this was going to be a nice quiet passage.
Computers are working out your payload and your port right now. Exactly 10 minutes. Drop into normal space and launch booster.
I'll get her ready.
One thing.
What's that?
Woden is at the maximum pay limit for an EDS. Figuring the weight of the serum, we'll be able to give you just enough fuel to land on Manning's continent if you make it the first pass. Otherwise, you'll burn out in midair.
Oh man, that got to burn out in midair.
Right. Good luck, Barton.
Thanks.
Barton, dude, you can make it, man.
When can I expect to be picked up?
We'll make a stop on the run back first sometime next year. You'll be notified later.
Okay.
Sorry, we can't make it soon.
That's what happens when you sign on for EDS work. I'll see you next year. Remember? Down in the belly of the Stardust, the crew was working like
I'm going to X minus 1 while I cook maple syrup. I'm going to X minus 1 while I cook maple syrup.
Girls in inspector's uniforms were checking the gauges in the supply cabinet. 9 minutes later, the exact course was in the computer. The serum was stored in my supply cabinet closet. The little EDS 4G3 was ready to be born into space.
Look at through that.
Martin,
Yes, sir.
30 seconds to blast off. Okay.
There, put up to 61.
Turning you over to stop.
Ready.
Put some pine in here.
Come in, EDS 43.
Ready.
20 seconds. Lock open. 15 seconds. Space drive on.
Space drive on.
10 seconds. Gravity neutralizer on.
Oh man, I got a gravity neutralizer.
5 seconds.
They're getting all fancy.
3, 2, 1. Blast off.
I don't remember how long it was afterwards that I first noticed something wrong. Maybe an hour, maybe 2. There was nothing to show it except the needle in the heat shield. It was on 0 when we left the Stardust. Now I noticed that it had crept up toward the 30. That meant something inside the ship was radiating heat. That something was in the supply closet, and it was alive.
There, our boys got firewood now.
Whoever or whatever you are, if you don't come out in 5 seconds, I'm going to blast. 1, 2.
I just blast if we don't come out in 5 seconds.
I'm not in your car.
What are you doing?
That's all right.
Oh,
Glad you're fine.
what are you doing?
I wanted to see my husband.
Who's your husband?
He was the government survey crew on Woden. I haven't seen him since he left Earth 4 years ago.
Okay. But what made you hide in my place?
I have a job ready for me on New Year. But I
Yeah,
heard you were
needs
going
to.
to Woden and there was plenty of room, so I hid. Oh, I knew I was breaking some kind of rule, but just what's one little rule?
Ah, crud. Well, at least it's sitting on a good temperature.
What's one little rule? H amount of fuel will power an EDS with a mass of M safely to its destination. H amount of fuel will not power an EDS with a mass of M plus X safely to its destination. Well, how could she be expected to know? She was 5'2" with brown curly hair and a faint, sweet smell of perfume. She was 5'2" and she smelled like apple blossoms. And her name was X in an equation that would have to be balanced.
Stardust. Come in, EDS. Come in.
This is Barton, emergency dispatch pilot 4G3.
Go ahead.
Give me Commander Delhart.
What's the message, EDS?
I have to consult Commander Delhart.
The commander is busy.
Listen, you squirt. Give me Commander Delhart.
One moment, 4G.
That was Dr. Commander Delhart. I'm cooking maple syrup on Mr. X minus 1.
At 0800 hours, I discovered a stowaway aboard my ship.
Door.
Yes, sir.
Well, notify the ship's record.
Not yet, sir.
You know the regulations as well as I.
Of course I know the regulations. That's why I'm calling.
Martin, what's going on?
Sir, this is a girl. A young woman.
Oh,
She wanted to see her husband on Woden. She didn't know what she was doing. I wondered, sir, maybe the cruiser could change course or something?
I'm afraid not.
We're hundreds of light years apart now. We have a limited fuel supply ourselves. 900 passengers.
Is there any chance?
No.
Okay, Skipper.
Better get the information to ship's record.
Okay.
That's a lot of firewood.
Skipper? Yeah, sure.
Cut our acceleration, didn't
Yes.
we? Why?
Well, safe fuel. For a while. How did you manage to stow away?
I was taking a language lesson in Nimmerese from the girl in the inspection tower. The order came in for your trip. I just went along on an impulse. It was easy. I'll be a model.
I stowed away on impulse.
Doing your feet for a slide would make it easier.
What would you?
Forget it.
That was full.
Why couldn't she have been somebody with some ulterior motive, a fugitive, hoping to lose himself in a raw new world, a crackpot with a mission? Why did she have to be a woman? A beautiful, kind, trusting woman.
Stardust.
Barton EDS 4G3.
Go ahead, 43. Identify the stowaway.
Give me your identification distance, Ross.
Why?
It's for ship's records. Identification number T8374.
One moment. This is for the gray card, of course.
Yes.
I'll need the time of...
I'll tell you later.
That's highly
And
irregular.
we'll do it in a highly irregular manner. The subject is a young woman. She's listening to everything that's said. Are you capable of understanding that?
Go ahead, 43.
Number T8374-Y54. Name, Marilyn Lee Cross.
Yeah, he's like, she's in here listening.
Born July 7th, 2160. Good Lord, you're only a child. Height, 2 inches, weight 110, hair brown, eyes blue, complexion light, blood type O, original destination, Port City, Mimir. Listen, I'll call you back later. Look, miss.
Marilyn.
Look, Marilyn. I guess you don't know what you got yourself into. Well, it's like this. This ship is carrying callow fever serum to the survey group on Woden.
Yes.
Their supply was wrecked in a tornado. The fever is always fatal unless the serum is given in the first 48 hours. Now, these little ships have exactly enough fuel to reach their destination. If you stay aboard, your added weight will cause it to use up all its fuel before it arrives.
What happens then?
We crash. You die, I die, and 6 fever victims on Woden die.
Can't they send out another ship to meet us?
There are no ships to send.
Well, I... Oh, you couldn't do that.
That's how it has to be.
But that's crazy. I haven't done anything. I haven't hurt anybody.
I'm sorry. I should have told you before, but I wanted to make sure there was no other way.
Me? But make me leave this ship.
That's how it is.
I'll die. I'll explode. I'll be like those horrible pictures about...
Try to understand.
I do understand. You're going to kill me and I didn't do anything.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. That has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It has everything to do
A little
with
in the
it.
red there.
Nobody just dies like that for no reason.
Oh, it's pumping. That means I want to be getting syrup while I'm trying to cook what's already in there.
Different from anything you've ever known. On Woden, there are 16 men. 16 men on an entire world. They're fighting. Fighting an alien environment. The environment fights back. You can only make a mistake.
You need to
once.
find an environment.
I made a mistake.
Yes. Absolutely none. You have to be put out of the ship.
Man, he's gonna put her out of the ship.
It was better.
Make sure that serum saves
The going of
16
all
people.
hope would go to field. Then would come the resignation. She needed time, and there was so little.
EDS. Starship to EDS. Need Berkman Ballard.
All right, Starship.
When do you expect to complete your report?
I need a computer check.
I'll give you statistics.
This is EDS 4G3. I'm intersecting course vector 7.3 at 0831. Deceleration 1750, weight 1 ton. I would like to stay at point 10 as long as the computers allow. Will you give them the question?
Check, I'll call you back.
We wouldn't have long to wait. The new factors would be fed into the steel maw of the computer bank, and the electrical impulses would go through the complex circuits. Here and there, a relay would click, a tiny cog turn over. But it would be the current, formless, mindless, invisible, which would determine with utter precision how long the pale young girl beside me would live. 5 little segments of metal in the second bank would trip the ribbon, and the machine would spit out the answer.
You will resume deceleration at 1910.
It was 1810 when he spoke. 1 hour. She has 1 hour to live.
Oh, man.
One hour?
That's it.
All I did was hide in the closet. And now you tell me I have to die. I don't believe it.
You might as well get used to it.
This happened back on Earth.
Try that.
Ships would fill the sky.
Oh, that's better. I can at least hear it when I'm getting the wood.
Everything to save me.
This isn't Earth.
It's a big thing. Jerry and I separated almost 5 years ago. We're too young.
Get this barrel out of the way.
Trying to make everything all right again. Are you married?
I was.
Oh,
She ran off with some guy in the river service.
you still think about it?
I don't let myself.
Where is she?
Back on Earth. Look, if you don't mind, I'd just as soon talk about something else.
You do when you've got an hour to live. What do you talk about?
What's Jerry like?
Jerry? He's a son of a... I found out.
Yeah, I think it needs a piece. Yep, needs a
He
piece.
didn't get mad. He cried. That was all he felt, sadness.
So you walked old,
I thought I
Yeah,
wanted
pretty
to
good radio show.
Just to be jealous.
and now?
Thinking about him for 5 years. So when I heard the ship was bound for Woden, I knew Jerry was there. I stowed away.
Boy likes radio shows apparently now.
I didn't know this could happen to me.
He had violated a man-made law that said keep out. The penalty was not of man's making or desire. It was not a penalty men could revoke. H amount of fuel will power an EDS with a mass of M safely to its destination. The time was 1830. 40 minutes.
Yeah, a little on the road, but that's fine.
A space frontier is a rough place, and I'd seen 100 men die since I left Earth. But this was different.
Yep, so far so good.
I watched her as she wrote a message to her folks. I watched her as she fought her way through the black horror of fear toward the calm gray of acceptance. And then there it was on the view screen. The planet Woden. A red ball enshrouded in the blue haze of its atmosphere, swimming in space against a background of star-sprinkled blackness. The chronometer on the instrument panel said 1845.
Oh, man. Come on, you gotta be able to figure something out,
We're in
dude.
radio
You can
land
save her.
now. I mean, would you want me to try to contact your husband?
Jerry?
It'd mean he would know you're going to die. There'd be nothing anyone can do.
Yes. I would like to talk to you. Do you think you can?
The planet is turning. If his group is on the side facing us, we might be able to reach him.
We'll try.
All right. Hello. Hello, Woden. EDS to Government Survey Group. Can you hear me? Come in, Woden. They may not be monitoring. Hello. Hello. Identify yourself, please.
Government Survey Group 1 on Planet Woden.
This is John Barton, EDS pilot.
You have the serum?
Yes. How bad is it?
One man died last night. 6 had the fever. How long will it take?
I start deceleration at 1910 hours. I should be able to land at 1930.
I'm Gone.
Look, do you have a Gerald Cross in charge of the group?
Commander Cross? Yes, we do.
Could I speak to him?
He isn't here. He's out with the survey team.
When do you expect him?
Can't say.
How do you read me? How much time do we have left for communication?
Less than 15 minutes.
All right. If Commander Cross comes back before we lose radio contact, will you have him buzz me? It's important.
Okay, EDS.
I'll keep the set open.
Check.
The minutes passed like small bits of eternity. On the view screen, I could see Manning's continent sprawled like a gigantic hourglass in the eastern sea. There was a thin line of shadow where it was beginning to disappear as the planet turned on its axis. I looked at the pale woman next to me, and I thought of another woman long ago who sat next to me and tried to put her within 5 minutes. What had she written in those letters back home? What would they think of the faceless, unknown pilot who'd sent her to her death? What would I think of myself alone nights, reliving this voyage?
Cold, isn't it?
I'll turn up the thermostat.
Nothing from Jerry.
We have about 2 minutes of radio contact left.
Suppose it will you and your wife try to call you. How would you feel?
I don't know.
Do you ever hear from him?
I got a letter about a year ago. I tore it up.
It's foolish.
Yeah, it was.
It's terrible, Chuck. You wandering around the room.
Well, wait a second, we're getting something.
How much time before I have to leave the ship?
About 10 minutes.
Hello, EDS. Hello, EDS. Come in. Come in.
EDS.
This is Woden. I have Commander Cross.
All right, go ahead.
Hello, this is Commander Cross.
Jerry Cross?
Yes.
I have someone for you. Go ahead.
Hello.
Jerry?
Hello.
Pause on this.
Jerry?
Next.
Who is it?
It's me.
Previous.
Carolyn.
Next.
Carolyn.
I wanted to see you
2,
again.
3, 4,
I stowed
5,
away on the
6.
EDS.
You what? What, Marilyn?
It doesn't
FMCD.
matter, Jerry. All that
Power
matters is
volume.
I can tell you all the things
Huh.
I've kept in
No
for
pause.
so long. Jerry, I want you to know I've never forgotten.
I can't believe it.
I thought I'd see you again, but now I can't. Jerry, you don't hate me, do you?
Hey, Marilyn, I've never stopped loving you. Not for an instant.
Oh, Jerry.
Listen, we don't have much time. The transmission is getting fuzzy. Marilyn, I've got to see you. There's got to be some way.
If there isn't,
Let me talk to the pilot.
Hello.
Pilot, have you called the mothership? Did you have them check with the computers?
I've done everything. You've been on the frontier long enough to know the setup of an EDS.
Something, some way.
Do you think I'd let this happen if I wasn't sure?
he tried to help me, Jerry. He tried. And it really doesn't matter. I'm not frightened anymore. Not now.
But how did you get here? I don't understand.
Well, I was going to New Lear to take a job, I thought. And now I realize I was just going because I'd be closer to where you were. Oh, Jerry, all this time.
Man.
Let me tell you something. Marilyn, I've always known you'd come back to me. I've known it every minute. It's what's kept me alive. I want you to hold that.
Jerry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, but it's time. We're losing radio contact.
Jerry,
You know how.
I do.
Sadie.
There are so many things to say. Jerry, you can still hear me. Maybe I'll come to you again. Maybe I'll come to you in your
I think I
dreams.
put that in there too. Not too bad.
One of those golden winged little birds.
Well, it probably should be
Like
pretty
the
close to
arrow.
finishing anyhow, so it'll be
Maybe I'll
fine.
do nothing you can see or hear, but you'll know I'm there.
I got some firewood.
Jerry. Goodbye.
She sat motionless in the hush that followed. And then she looked at me.
Now,
Come on, dude. You can come up with something.
I pulled down the black lever, and the inner door of the lock slid open. She walked
Yeah, I was
over
right.
the dock and the drawn
Yeah, one was
curtains
finishing
brushed
up.
my shoulders. I let her do it alone. She stepped into the lock and turned to face me, and I could see the pulse in her throat.
I'm ready.
I pulled the red lever.
Dude,
There was
don't.
a slight waver as the air gushed out.
You can do
I
it.
thought I sensed a bump, as if something had bumped the outer door. And then there was nothing. The white hand of the closet temperature control was back at zero. A cold equation had been balanced. And there was a ring in the ship.
Man. He couldn't do it. He couldn't save her. Oh no.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction. Tonight by transcription, X-1 has brought you Cold Equation, written by Tom Godwin and adapted for radio by George Leffert. Featured in the cast were Court Benson as Barton, Jay Meredith as Marilyn, Milo Bolden as Commander Delhart, Bob Hastings as Jerry Cross, Jack Arthur as Traffic Control Officer, and Walter Kinsella as the Woden Monitor. Your announcer, Bill Rippey. X-1 was directed by Ken McGregor and is an NBC Radio Network production. And now, next week. In the days of the Windjammers, whalers sometimes went on cruises that lasted as long as...
Well, I better go get our boy some sleep. He's got syrup to deliver tomorrow. Alright. Nice little piece of firewood underneath the cutter. Actually, I'll wait till after I will get some sleep and then I'll top that off. What the? Let's try that. Let's go tonight. Yep. I'll go up together and spray for bugs, apparently. Everything's still watered good. Alright. No more bugs. Man, Jerry was thirsty. think I made a good time. It's... Shoot, it'll be open in a few minutes. Let's go pop in and say hey to our friends. What's up, guys?
Hey, Yann, fais-tu assez beau y un peu aujourd'hui? Yes, sir. Ah, merci d'être venu. Bonne journée.
Tranquille, nous faites, ou donc?
I wonder if that's for the... I wonder if I put turbo in the car. And I might buy this later on. Right, for now I want the turbo chart. I want the turbo. Now what the heck.
That way.
Here's to you guys. I wonder if with the turbo it can pull the trailer and the barrels with the car. So I can use park instead of the handbrake. Then it would actually behave better and be easier. What if I tab this again? Oh, already have that installed. Well, that's something.
Fédération de sirop d'érable, ici Eric. Avez-vous des questions sur nos produits?
That was a barrel. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't see one anymore. Yeah, I'm sure I'll come across it.
And so, sometimes they had to resort to rough methods to gather a crew. But what of the future when a cruise to a distant star may...
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3,
3, 2.
X minus 1, fire. From the far horizons of the unknown come transcribed tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000, maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding science fiction, presents X minus 1. Tonight's story, Dr. Grimshaw's Sanitarium.
Oh boy. It was about a sanitarium. This is going to get good.
What you will hear in the next half hour represents either a magnificent hoax or the true explanation of the famous Grimshaw Sanitarium scandal which made the headlines back in 1947. The manuscript upon which this account is based was removed by the New York State Police from a fountain pen cover found in the doorway to Dr. Grimshaw's study. We offer this manuscript as evidence only. Whether it is authentic or not, you must judge for yourselves.
My name is John Dougherty. I'm a graduate of Hamilton College, class 4, member of Theta Alpha. I'm one of those fools who wanted some excitement in life, so instead of going to my father's shoe business, I became a private detective. These are facts. You can check them if you like. The rest of what I write here is so fantastic that I don't expect it to be believed. If anyone should find this manuscript and read it, all I ask is that you notify Miss Millicent Armbruster of 299 Wallace Avenue, Buffalo, that Johnny Dougherty is dead. On the evening of July 1st, Miss Armbruster and I were driving to a wedding. Not our own, although I wish it had been. It was Sunday, and in order to avoid traffic, I took the Old Mill Road, a single-lane dirt affair that runs past the Gowanda Cemetery.
Johnny, aren't you going too fast?
Not for this road. There's nothing around except some tombstones and...
Johnny, the gate to the cemetery.
What about it?
That hearse, look out! Look out!
We skidded for about 20 feet and slammed into the back of the hearse. The two rear doors buckled and snapped open.
We're into the
It
hearse.
was a freak. A huge oak coffin with brass handles tipped up and began slowly to slide back toward us.
Oh, how horrible.
You stay right here, baby. You okay, Mac?
You don't pay much attention to speed limits, do you?
Now, look, let's not get hung up on who was right and who was wrong. I was going too fast and you were traveling without lights after dark.
Let's see your driver's license.
Right here.
Oh. Private eye, eh?
Now, if you don't mind, who does this joy wagon belong to?
Go on to funeral service. It's being rented to Grimshaw.
Who?
Grimshaw from the private sanitarium.
Mind if I ask what you were doing after dark coming out of the cemetery with a wooden kimono?
We're moving one of Grimshaw's patients to a new grave.
They always travel like this?
Look, Hawkshaw, how about skipping the 3rd degree and giving me a hand getting this box back in the wagon?
A pleasure. Better screw on that cover again. It's gonna slide off.
Let's get it in the hearse first.
Okay, Junior. You get on that end.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, listen.
Just slide it.
Oh, brother, who's in there, King Kong?
Look out for the cover.
I told you that would happen. What's the guy's name, Junior?
Oh, why don't you ask him, Sherlock Holmes?
A real wise guy, huh? I've got half a mind to report this accident.
Yeah, well, go ahead. See where it gets you. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'll deliver the body.
Why would a sanitarian be delivering a body to a...
I thought so
Whatever.
a second ago. Listen, Louie, can you sit here in the car for another 5 minutes?
Where are you going?
For a stroll through the cemetery.
Honey, stop making jokes.
When we lifted that coffin back on the meat wagon, I got a good look inside it. Yeah, exactly how I felt. I figured we'd knock the stuffing out of the corpse, only I didn't expect the stuffing to be sand.
What?
Yes. That wasn't a body, that was a dummy stuffed with sand. A dummy with a wax face.
John!
Which brings up an interesting question.
Oh, so it wasn't a body. It was a dummy with a... Okay.
And, just where is the dead
In a hearse.
spending his time? Sometimes in my business, when things drop off, you have to go out and dig up new clients. My next case was a gentleman named Harlan Ward Sr., a wealthy automobile manufacturer. I'd gotten his name off his son's tombstone.
Are you trying to tell me, darling, that my son Harlan was never buried at Gowanus Cemetery?
Exactly, Mr. Ward.
But why?
Maybe if you'll tell me the circumstances surrounding your son's death, I can help answer that.
My son was a rather impetuous young man. Tall, good-looking. After his graduation from Princeton, he began drinking quite heavily. After he got into a couple of scrapes, we sent him to Dr. Grimshaw's sanitarium in the hopes that he could be cured. While my wife and I were in Europe, we received word that he died.
Grimshaw Sanitarium.
What an hour.
Burying dummies?
Last week, my wife and I decided to have his body removed to the family vault here at Short.
How'd your son die?
Suicide.
You never saw the body?
No, we couldn't get back from Europe in time.
Oh.
Now you told me that his coffin
Okay.
contains a dummy.
They've got their own
How do
pajamas.
I know this whole thing isn't a plan to fleece me?
You don't.
Yeah.
But you're a rich man, Mr. Ward, and
They
you're
got
perfectly
everything.
willing to take a chance that I'm on the level, and that your son may still be alive.
You sound very sure of yourself, Mr. Dozier.
My fee is a $2,000 retainer plus expenses.
What sort of expenses?
However much it costs to take the cure at Dr. Grimshaw's sanitarium. Dr. Grimshaw's sanitarium was just outside Gowanda. Most of the cases were nervous breakdowns and alcoholics. I committed myself as a dipso, and just to make it convincing, I stopped at 5 or 6 bars on the way over. I was interviewed by Grimshaw himself, a small man with a fringe of white hair.
You understand, Mr. Dorothy.
That's not my real name, of course, social reasons.
We understand. Our pay clientele is very select and our rates are very high.
We'll be paid in cash and in advance, Dr. Grimshaw. How long's a cure usually take?
That, of course, depends on the degree of alcoholism. This is my
I'm
assistant.
still committed to that.
How do you do? How do you do?
We are accepting Mr. Dorothy as a patient, but to place him in the ward with Mr. K and Mr. K. Mr. K is a long-term patient, Mr. Dorothy, a highly intelligent man, formerly a professor of plant pathology. Mr. K, he suffers mild delusion.
Okay.
I think you'll find him
How do
rather
you didn't want to go?
After about 3 days, my roommates Arthur Kay and Crakey got used to me. And we even began to play three-handed bridge. Kay was a chronic dope addict, an intelligent, sensitive man. Crakey was nothing but a clown. He kept a big black cat named the Professor, which he talked to as if it were human.
And so I said to her, my dear Countess, if you don't like the company of my cat, then you don't like me. She looked at me as if I were insane. But of course the joke was on her because I was. Professor? The professor is very sociable. Excellent company.
Except when he kills birds and deposits them in your bed. He's nothing but a feline murderer as far as I'm concerned.
Whoa, man, that dude stepped on a cat.
Yeah, Professor, let's make friends.
Even my cat put his head out to that one.
Scratch me, you black
say that will
It's
kill
out of
you.
there. You got the feeling? Well, just keep him away from me. It will be a pleasure. But I do not consult him. Good afternoon and evening.
He always as nuts as that?
Ever since I've been here,
What's his problem?
manic depressive. A little paranoid, too.
How long have you been here, Arthur?
Grimshaw's 2 years. Sorry. I lived for a while, but I couldn't stay away from the junk. So I committed myself again.
Did you, happen to know a patient here named Highland Wood?
Why do you ask that? Did you know him?
I'm in
Holland Woods.
I understand he died here.
As the newspapers said, I wouldn't know.
Suicide, wasn't it?
Was it?
You're being pretty careful, aren't
Geordie, what would you say if I were to tell you?
I was having about breaking even with my trees production.
What makes you so certain?
He used to share this room with us. He slept in the same bed you now use.
I see.
He was an alcoholic. Doing quite well, too, from what I could observe. We all expected him to go home soon. Then one evening he had a violent fight with Craigie. Craigie accused him of snooping or something. Later that night, Grimshaw and Voyner took him out.
Where?
They take all the special treatment cases to the charity clinic. It's that small building on the other side of the stone
Charity
wall.
clinic. Okay.
2 days later, we read about his death.
Ooh!
Suicide, they said.
Where's he like, he committed suicide at a charity clinic. Oh, my stars.
About a month ago, I was in the garden next to the wall that separates us from the charity clinic. Suddenly, I thought I heard a sound, like a child whimpering. It stopped. And a moment later, this note came over the wall, wrapped around a stone.
What's it say?
Help me, for God's sake, Harlan War.
Arthur, how would you like to have some fun?
Like what?
Like sneaking out tonight and going over the wall? To the charity ward? What do you say? It would break the monotony a little.
I suppose there's no real harm in it.
Of course not. I'd go alone, but I'll need help scaling the wall. Will you do it?
Right. I'll go with you.
Clear. Give me a hand and I'll lift you.
Oh, they're sneaking out. They're sneaking out.
Ready?
There's a charity building over there. One of the lights is patiently. Come on. Let's go. Maybe we can see something.
Listen. Can you make out what he's saying?
No, I can barely hear.
What was that?
I think somebody stepped on a cat again.
Easy, it wouldn't really get caught now.
See anything?
Some sort of laboratory. I can see Grimshaw and Boyd and something else. But there's a child with its back toward me.
It will all be over soon. Won't remember anything.
No, I don't want to go.
Why not give it to him? Shut him up, why not?
Ooh, that dude. Ooh, child.
It wasn't a child. It was a midget. The smallest midget I've ever seen. What were they doing? Trying to give it some sort of injection. When it resisted, Boyd knocked it out.
What do you suppose they were doing to it?
I don't know. All I know is that when it fell, it had the face of Harlan Ward.
They shrunk Harlan Ward and buried a dummy? Oh my goodness.
All the way back to our room, my brain was working like some frantic pinball machine. Only the score somehow wouldn't add up. The pieces were there, all right. A crazy old doctor, a brutal assistant, a private sanitarian, and a midget with a dead man's face. Got back to our room, I'd have some time to think about it. I'd forgotten about our friend, the happiness boy, Count Craigie.
Oh, caught you.
Fine, you caught us. Now how about crawling back into the woodwork like a good little count?
Where are you?
Mink hunting. Arthur and I like to go mink hunting at night.
You make fun of Count Craigie? I shall report you to Dr. Weiner.
You better not if you know what's good for you.
Oh,
You threaten me? Me, Concrete? I should scream for help. Help!
Did you hurt him? Just knocked him out. What do we do now? Put him to bed. Hope that when he wakes up in the morning...
Everybody's getting knocked out there.
He's too crazy for them to take seriously anyway. Come on, let's get him back into bed. I went to sleep in my own room. And the next thing I felt was the sharp jab of the hypodermic needle in my left arm. Hold it.
It will be useless to struggle, Mr. Dorothy. In a moment, or Morgan Earth will be completely paralyzed.
What's this about, Grimshaw?
I might ask the same of you. My good friend Concreti informs me you and Mr. K decided to do some snooping earlier tonight. He followed you and saw you climb the wall.
Craigie's insane.
Mr. Doherty, that is a matter of opinion.
Craigie, what is this?
Perhaps my assistant, Mr. Grimshaw, will be good enough to explain.
Assistant?
Yes. You see, I am the actual head of the Grimshaw Sanatorium.
Concreti claims many reasons. But in this case, he is telling the truth. Concreti is actually Professor Ernst Hassler. Professor Hassler and I worked together in the Berlin Neurological Institute before and during the last war.
Unfortunately, my political affiliations with the Third Reich were under investigation by the War Crimes Commission. However, Dr. Grimshaw managed to smuggle me into
That's
the
what we'll through here, huh?
macerated as a mental patient in order that we might continue certain experiments which were interrupted by the American army.
I can imagine the sort of experiments you conduct.
You and your friend Mr. K will discover their exact nature very shortly. It is a magnificent opportunity to serve science.
I passed out. And the next thing I knew, I was coming to in a different room. And hearing the voices of Boyner, Grimshaw, and Craigie. As if from a great distance.
OCC.
Forces?
On the measurements.
Reducing record.
Operator, 1. And Buenos South anesthesia.
Very well done. Come in.
I think he's shrinking them into midgets.
I began to wonder if Craigie and Grimshaw weren't doing something to drive me insane. Because I lost all sense of perspective. The room seemed to grow in size. I don't know how much time passed, but...
Yeah, he's shrinking into a midget.
Craigie came into the room with a bundle in his arms about the size of a newborn baby. The bundle was my friend, Arthur Kay. And worse yet, I was exactly the same size that he was.
Let me out of here. Let me out.
Allow me to congratulate you, gentlemen. How are you feeling?
You dirty monster.
Disappointed, gentlemen. Do you not feel privileged to be a part of an experiment that will place me at the very top rank of the world's endocrinologists?
What are you doing to us, you madman?
It has long been established, gentlemen, that dwarfism and giantism result from injury to or malfunction of the pituitary and thyroid glands. The interlock between these glands was thought to be a hormone. I have discovered that this was incorrect. It was an enzyme. An enzyme I isolated some years ago. I was well on the way to synthesis in Germany when the surrender interrupted me. The interruption also limited the number and type of subjects on whom I could experiment. I was forced to find others.
Such as Harlan Ward?
Mr. Ward was only a control experiment.
I suppose you plan the same for us.
No, gentlemen. For you, I have reserved a special privilege. You gentlemen will be the first to test the full effects of the enzymes. In short, I intend that you, Mr. Kay, and you, Mr. Doherty, when the experiment is completed, will emerge as perfectly healthy, normal individuals. Except, of course, that you will be only 5 inches tall.
Oh, man.
The days and nights that followed were a living nightmare. A nightmare from which Arthur and I awoke for brief periods to find ourselves in a strange new world. A huge, frightening world where everything seemed enlarged 100 times. When we finally emerged, we found ourselves imprisoned in a tiny mouse cage. Judging by the relative size of things, we could not have been more than 5 inches tall. Now we realized the experiment was at an end.
And from now on,
After we get out of the concert stage, suppose we don't make it. At least we've written the story on that scrap of paper. Someone may find it and read it. Nobody will believe it. I don't know. I suppose I want the world to know what happened to me. Help me push the door open. Now what? The first job is getting down to the floor. I think you can make it by sliding down the telephone cord. Are you game? Go ahead. I'm right behind you. Easy now. Look out! Get out of the room. That should be. Uh-oh. Listen. Somebody's coming. It must be Cranky. We've got to hide. He'll kill us if he finds us.
Well, my friends, time for feeding. I trust that you... Oh, you have managed to break out. It won't do you. There is no way you could have gotten out of the room with the door and window locked. I know you are in here. I would advise you to save yourself trouble and give up. Very well, my tiny friend. If you prefer to play the game of cat and mouse, happy to burn the cat.
He's gone to the cat if that monster ever gets in here with runners. There must be... And the alarm is triggered by fire or short circuit. All the lights. Before Piggy lets the cat into the building, let's go. There's a tiny silver fuse in the key. I'll work with that. You keep an ear to the door. Go ahead. Hurry up, Arthur, for God's sake. Stand away. There's the shot. Ready? Okay. Easy. There goes the door. Let's make a run for it down the hall. If we can get to the garden, we've got a chance. It's okay, that's the sound of the fire. Come on. Wait a minute. I have to go back. The man is here. There's no time. Come on. You go ahead. I'll catch up. Only a second. I've got it. Come on. There's nothing to stop us now. Arthur? Where are you? Mommy? Arthur? Arthur? Arthur, what's happened to you?
Oh, there's that cat. I guess the cat got Arthur.
This is a record found in a fountain pen cover in the burned-out hallway of Dr. Grimshaw's sanitarium. There's nothing to add, except that the fire which destroyed the sanitarium and killed so many of its occupants, including Dr. Grimshaw and Dr. Voyna, was definitely of incendiary nature. It is believed by the fire chief that some small creature, possibly a mouse, chewed the insulation off the wire and short-circuited the system. The two patients, John Doherty and Arthur Kay, vanished completely after the fire, and their remains were never found. Whether the manuscript which you have just heard is authentic, or whether it was the work of one of the more demented inmates of the sanitarium, we leave to your judgment.
Man. They got shrink to 5 inches tall. Alright, I'm gonna go get some more firewood. Maybe. Yeah, I'll go cut down a tree and bring up some more firewood. Really? Alright, Choppy, get back in the truck, Choppy. Okay, this one's full. Alright, let's just take this one down. Let's let the logs up. And after we come back, just go and just go stay in the bed. I'll go ahead and split them. I don't even need to worry about that a little bit. Alright. Let's kick this up. Really? Alright. Let's get these barrels up in the truck. Let's get our boy some sleep here. You must water them potatoes, apparently. Whoops. I ain't full yet. Alright. Let's head into town. Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Hey, comment est-ce qu'il va aujourd'hui? Hey, prends-toi donc une petite canisse de sirop pour la route. Oh, belle de belle, ça!
I want to make sure I have enough for the... What the heck? I don't know which ones it uses. So this summer tires. Those are just rims. Alright. No more spending because I want to make sure I get the last piece of turbo. I want to see if I can put that on the car. This is like this on the bumper, so hey dude, how you doing?
Ici à la Fédération de sirop d'érable, nous acceptons tous les producteurs, peu importe le nombre d'entailles.
Whatever. It's still in there. Alright. Let's get the hitch out. Let's put this other stuff too. I don't think the car is going to have enough power without the turbo to probably really efficiently pull that trailer. So I'm going to do this. Don't wait till I get the turbo and I'll bring the car into work on it. So I'm lucky to open the shop up. I'll kind of go nuts. The shop probably. It puts a gas can down in all kinds of different ways. That made no sense. That made absolutely no sense.
Turd X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Street and Smith, publishers of astounding...
Oh, it resumes?
Your announcer, Fred Collins. X-1 was directed by Fred Way and is an NBC...
Oh, it resumes!
X-1.
Cool.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3...
Wait, it jumped to 49?
X-1, fire.
In just a moment.
Now stay tuned for X.
In just a moment, X. In just
That's sequential though.
Countdown for blast off.
I want to track 4.
In just a moment, X.
Ah, screw it.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire.
From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in a million, could be years, on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents One. Tonight, we take you some 800 years into the future to meet man's best friend.
Well, what's the matter? Who's there? What? Oh, turn on the annunciator. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. Well, stand in front of the screen. I can't see you.
I am in front of the screen, Mr. Schnee. You haven't turned up the viewing control.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you are. Do I know you?
May I be the first to congratulate you, Mr. Schnee?
You may indeed. What for?
Oh, you haven't heard the news. Good, then I shall be the first. I imagine I got a head start on the others because of my superior facilities for locating you. Your address wasn't given. These pronouncements do tend to be a bit vague. It's a matter of tradition, I suppose.
I haven't heard any news for days. I've been listening to my sound tapes and, and meditating. Now, wait a minute. I'll let you in. Oh, the auto bursar must have forgotten to pay the door bill. Have to open it manually. Just a minute. All right, you can come in now.
Well, I suppose you don't know who I am.
Well, you're wearing the uniform of an upper echelon salesman. I just wanted to warn you, nobody can force me to buy anything. I'm a free citizen.
Oh, now, come, Mr. Snake.
I suppose the big news is I'm the lucky householder to whom the little gem room expander will first be offered.
Oh, nothing of the sort. I'm not a common salesman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't notice your merchant prince badge. Come in, have a chair. No, not that one. It's my meditator. It's still running.
Oh, thank you.
Well?
Mr. Schnee, our prognosticator has just given its fortnightly prognostication. You are going to be our new ruler. Congratulations. I'm sure you will be a splendid one, too.
But wait, what's to become of the old ruler?
You're scheduled to dispose of him sometime this month. Now, Mr. Schnee, allow me to introduce myself. I am Biedrich Floria, Vice President of the Munitions and Container Corporation. Here I have our latest model in this case right here. There we are. Beautiful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you will only agree to shoot Overlord Kip with a Floria Semper Fidelis gun, my corporation will be happy to place a substantial amount of credit at your disposal in any bank you choose. $6 billion, to be exact. Now, if you'll just sign here on the dotted line.
Nonsense.
Oh, come now, Mr. Schnee. Even a ruler can use money. Bribery for government officials, bread and circuses for the people. Oh, money is a very useful commodity, Mr. Schnee. Shall we say, $7 billion?
I don't doubt that money is useful, but when I said nonsense, I meant the prognosticator.
Mr. Schnee?
The whole thing is a lot of, well, nonsense. A whole planet of supposedly intelligent people listening to what's really more an oracle. A machine can't read the future. It's impossible.
Oh, dear, Mr. Schnee, that's sacrilege. You can't talk, confound it, sir. You can't talk that way about the machine. Listen, after all, let's look at this reasonably. Machines can and do answer all the problems of our daily life. So why shouldn't a machine be able to tell the future?
If you ask me, behind the wires and gimmicks and whatnots of the machine, there's a secret room in which a half-mad, half-intoxicated old priestess sits delivering her Delphic pronouncements. Might as well have an above-board oracle and be done with it.
Now, Mr. Schnee, even our ruler shouldn't flout the authority of machinery. Of course, it's all right when you're alone with friends like me, but in public you shouldn't.
Mr. Schnee, I'm from the Daily Disseminator. How does it feel to be ruler prognosticate? Perhaps you tell us in your own words.
Oh, that's what I get for leaving the annunciator on.
There's your communitive.
All right. I'll answer it. Hello.
Mr. Schnee?
Yeah.
I'm Overlord Kip. I understand you are the young man who was destined to dispose of me and take my place.
Well, honestly, Your Honorship, I haven't the slightest
You'll make it swift and painless, won't you? Suppose you come around to the palace around 1 o'clock or so. We can have a bite of lunch and discuss the matter together. After all, I think you'd agree that I have been a reasonably good ruler, so I have the right to die with dignity.
Oh, absolutely. No question of that. I think it's a very good idea having a chat about it first. It is awkward to dispose of someone you haven't met previously.
Thank you, Mr. Schnee. I hope you'll find your successor as cooperative as yourself.
I wonder whether he wants me to make an appointment so he'll have a band of counter-assassins ready to kill me. You know, that would save him the expense of a standby guard. He's pretty tight, you know.
He wouldn't dream of doing anything of the sort. Overlord Kip knows what's due his position. He has a sense of duty and responsibility, which, unfortunately, seems to be lacking in his successor, if you'll excuse me speaking frankly. I am, of course, considerably older than you, and so I feel...
It's quite all right. You may speak freely.
Furthermore, if he had you killed, the people would probably give him a painful and lingering death for attempting to interfere with the course of destiny. Oh, by the way, speaking of the people, the Polo will probably be around to hail their new leader soon. You really should work up a few well-chosen words.
Well, I'm not going to do it. They can't make me kill him and take over, and that is flat. I am not the administrative type. I never have been.
Well, in that case, the people will probably kill you for attempting to interfere with fate. Have a cigar?
But I wouldn't have done anything.
There are sins of omission as well as commission. Come now, it's true. A ruler's life expectancy isn't very long. At least it hasn't been the last few
That mad little
It's
midget
longer than yours
behind a
will be.
computer.
If you refuse to fulfill your destiny.
I wouldn't make a fit ruler. Consider my origins. I wouldn't tell this to anyone but you. I'm illegitimate. I don't even know who my father is.
A wise child who knows his own father. And some of the most celebrated leaders in history have been illegitimate. Look at William the Conqueror, Alexander Hamilton.
I don't... It's too much of a recommendation.
You see, almost anyone can be a leader. The important thing is that he be destined for leadership.
But I'm no good at it. Everybody says so. I've never done a thing in my life. My aged mother has had to work to support me.
Well, it's time enough that you stood on your own 2 feet, my boy. Remember, destiny must take its course. Oh, excuse me, I'm due on radio monitor in a few seconds. If you don't mind, I'll broadcast from here. I'll just check my equipment here. Fine. Now, here we go. My friends, allow me to introduce to you your new ruler, Gervais Schnee. He is planning to assassinate Overlord Kip with a Floria Semper Fidelis gun. Floria Semper Fidelis guns retail from credit 2.98 for the peasant's pistol, all up to credit 1089.98 for the super deluxe conspirator's model. But each is the best attainable for the price. Mr. Schnee will, of course, use the super deluxe model. And now I give you Mr. Schnee.
Right in here.
Oh, anywhere. It's non-directional.
Thank you for your confidence and support. I only hope I prove worthy of it.
That's all. Thank you, ruler prognosticate Gervais Schnee.
Will you have some more wine?
Oh, no, thank you, Overlord Kip. I've had too much already.
It's a delightful vintage, isn't it? I think it was bought by Overlord Jasper about 7 rings ago. You'll find the cellars in perfect order. I'll give you the inventory and the key a little later.
Do we have to talk about it?
Oh, well, one has to take these things as they come, you know. Here today, gone tomorrow. Now that reminds me. Will tomorrow suit you?
Well, of course, it really doesn't make any difference to me.
All right, then, we'll set it for tomorrow, if that's convenient for both of us. I have the afternoon clear. We'll make a public announcement later.
Well, all right, if you say so.
Of course. And now we can go into my study and discuss the details at our leisure. I've got half a box of some wonderful cigars left over. I think you'll enjoy them.
Oh, Mr. Schnee. Mr. Schnee, you aren't ready yet.
Well, I can't button the top button of this uniform.
Oh, isn't handsome. Black and silver, the traditional assassin's uniform.
It was made for me without charge by Hanson and Cruster, the tailors.
Yes, of course. It's the curse these days, you know, the over-commercialization of important public functions. Wait a minute, I have your pistol ready here. I bet you were excited. Couldn't sleep last night, eh?
No, well, yes, I did toss a bit.
Well, I see you're getting telegrams. Isn't that nice? Had your breakfast?
Oh, well, I don't think I'm exactly in the mood for eating.
Oh, you shouldn't. A good breakfast makes good aim.
Well, I really couldn't eat a thing.
Well, you'll have a fine lunch after it's all over. I saw your black and silver... Fedora.
What? I don't have a black and silver limousine.
You do now. You know, there's going to be a brass band along with the crowds cheering. Oh, such a lovely morning. You've hired 2 removers, I trust.
Removers? Yes, I think so.
Good. Oh, what pageantry. The black and silver limousine. Yourself in your lovely uniform. The black cloak and hood of the body removers sitting beside the chauffeurs. Silent. The band playing the funeral march as you move down the boulevard. Crowds cheering, little children that out of school presenting you with flowers and television cameras. Oh, what a sight, what a sight. Well, now it's 10:30.
Well, looks like she's having a good day. So I'm not out cooking them.
Well, come on. Get out of the car, Mr. Schnee.
I don't feel so good.
Well, come on now, the television cameras are ready. There we are, just a moment. Now, ruler prognosticate Schnee.
I don't think this is going to end well.
Load your super deluxe conspirators Floria Semper Fidelis gun for you. I'm supposed to do it now for the cameras.
Already loaded.
Permit me to check it, then?
Perfectly all right, I tell you. No, don't touch it. Nobody would have any difficulty loading a Semper Fidelis gun.
Wait, yeah, that's right, yes. Whether you buy the peasant or the conspirator's model, both have the same freeloading mechanism.
Here we are, candy, popcorn, hashish, yogurt. Buy your refreshment here. Program. Sometimes you can't tell the assassins from the cops without a program. Get your program for the program.
All right, Schnee, it's time.
What?
Let's go.
Well, here we are again,
Overlord Kip, I am officially here.
Well, now, just a minute, old man. I have my speech, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that's all right. Ladies and gentlemen, before the conclusion of this ceremony, I wish to remind you of a few important facts concerning my reign, which comes to an end in just a few minutes. I call your attention to the budget of 2786. 83 billion credits against an outgo of 72 billion. Mention the dam across the Volga River, which was constructed 3 months short of the proposed 5-year date at a cost of 73 billion. I thank you. Well, that's it, old man, huh?
Are you all done?
Why, yes, I think I've covered everything. Well, goodbye and good luck, Overlord Schnee. Anytime you're ready.
You mean now?
Well, come along, old man. The networks have only cleared an hour. There's a commercial program starting in 3 minutes. Get on with it.
Well, all right. Here goes. All right. Everyone will now please leave while the removers take over.
But the television, the cameras, it's part of the ceremony. Why can't they televise the removal?
Everybody leave immediately.
Okay.
They're all gone now, Overlord Schnee.
You
But after all...
out. I want to meditate. Kip. Overlord Kip.
I don't think I'd have been able to stay still much longer.
You all right?
Schnee, you're a good shot. That really sun. A very tender spot there.
No time for chatting. We've got to get this over in a hurry. Now comes the part where your friends will have to look like real removers. I hope they can give it the professional touch.
Don't worry about us. We are real removers. At least both of us have participated in removals.
I'll take off my hood.
But wait. Why, you're Overlord Morehouse. I've seen you in pictures. And the other one. You're Shinnick. You died before I was born. That is, you were supposed to have died. Both of you were. Morehouse was supposed to have killed you.
Well, we're not precisely dead, only retired, you might say. The prognosticator didn't say he had to be killed, you know, just disposed of. As Kip undoubtedly pointed out to you in your little interview together.
Sorry I couldn't tell you the truth, old man, but you might have changed your mind, giving us away.
We formed a little club of dead overlords.
We're looking forward to the day when you join us, Overlord.
You better hurry. If the four of us are discovered, the mob will tear us to pieces.
Oh, you're right. Get on the stretcher, Kip. Bad enough we're going to have to carry you out. At least don't expect us to lift you up.
Okay.
Gloria?
Yes, Your Honorship?
The prognosticator is right here in the palace, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Lead me to it immediately.
Certainly. This way. Here you are, Your Honorship. This is the prognosticator. 20 stories high, 100 meters wide, the center of our entire civilization.
Leave me. I would be alone with the prognosticator.
But Your Honorship...
Leave me. And take all the technicians with you.
Yes. Yes, Your Honorship.
Yeah, I know. Just hold on a second.
Leave me.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Your Honorship. Your wishes are my command.
Well.
Can't you read, you dumb clock? That door says private.
Open up. It's me, Gervais. Open up.
Oh, all right, all right. Don't rush me. Don't rush me. Oh, it's you, is it?
Let me in.
Well, hurry up. Don't want any of these nosy scientists around. Well, what do you want?
Still the same old place, huh? Teapot. Your crystal ball has dust on it. And why don't you get yourself a new pack of gypsy cards? And please get rid of that old overstuffed horror.
That old overstuffed horror is a rare old psychoanalyst couch. You see that hole? That's the original stuffing.
But what is that smell? That's not tea you're drinking, it's gin.
Why, of course it is. Nice to see you, Sonny. It's about time you came to pay your old mother a visit. I kind of thought something like this would stir you up.
Mother, you know you shouldn't have done it.
What'd I do?
You fixed the prognostications, that's what you did. Although why you had to pick on me,
Oh, I got tired of supporting you. You're a big boy, and it's about time you earned your own living. Besides, I thought it'd be a good idea to elect a sympathetic administration. Sympathetic to me, that is. Palace needs a new ventilating system. The air in here is terrible.
Why didn't you use the prognosticator to get new ventilation put in?
Oh, they'd have gotten around it the same way you got around killing Kip. But you pay attention to the prognosticator, boy. Don't you try to weasel out of what it says by looking for double meanings. It's time you overlords learned that when the prognosticator says something, it means it.
Yes, Mother.
I'd hate to have to give orders to have my own boy disposed of. The last three disposals...
Wait, the prognosticator? His mother?
Those disposals can turn out really
Ah, crazy.
Maybe blood is thicker than water, but not much.
Yes, Mother.
And why shouldn't you listen to my prognostications, huh? Just because they're dolled up a little doesn't mean they're not true. Don't I have a crystal ball? Don't I have a gypsy card pack? Don't I have tea leaves? Best tea leaves money can buy.
Yes, Mother.
So, what are you gonna do?
Going to have the ventilating system attended to right away.
That's my boy.
Whoops.
Now look at these here tea leaves in the bottom of my cup of gin.
Yes, Mother.
I can see that everything's gonna work out fine. Just fine.
You have just heard X-1, presented by the National Broadcasting Company in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, which this month features The Hardest Bargain by Evelyn Smith. Galaxy Magazine on your newsstand today. Tonight, X-1 has brought you Man's Best Friend, a story from the pages of Galaxy, written by Evelyn Smith and adapted for radio by Ernest Kenoy. Featured in the cast were William Redfield as Schnee, Wendell Holmes as Floria, Santos Ortega as Kip, and Leona Powers as Mother, with Raymond Edward Johnson and Bob Hastings. Your announcer, Radcliffe Hall. With this broadcast, X-1 concludes its present series. The show will return to the air on Thursday, June 20th. Check your local radio list for the new date and time. That's...
This is Walter O'Keefe inviting you
That'll
to
go cut
in
some
on the
firewood.
ride.
Second thought. It's getting late. Our boys are going to have to be able to head up to the market. I don't know where he sleeps. Man, I've always got to skip the night. There we go. Alright. I'll do potatoes. And our boy still has Kurtz. 450 of them, in fact. I'm getting serious Banjo-Kazooie vibes from this bucket. Kind of disappointed they don't have an electric one for this. Missed some. It needs to be harvested. That's 82% now. Alright, so apparently when you run the water over it, there isn't a real value you water into it equals such amount of growth or anything like that. I don't know. I just know you water them, they grow. Alright. I counted the potatoes. That kind of changes a few things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the bags, put them in the garage. I'll put the syrup in here too, and then I'll go fire up the maple syrup cooker. Just cook up till about 11 and then head up. And I'm standing them up. Alright. Forgot. Generator. I'll be gassing everything up anyways. go. One. All right. Split. 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 That's what we do. It's 11 o'clock. I gotta head up. Alright. I'll just put one extra one in. And then shut the door, go load up the truck, go make my money run. 6, 8. Still buying all the protein still makes $780. With the variable being however whatever I buy throughout the week as well. Alright. Gas station's next. I actually want to go do the Circuit Federation first. The gas station on the way back, since that place's hours are a joke. Yeah, I think I got the money for the last part of that turbo.
Un très bon soir.
Alright, gas station it is. Really? That's our buddies. What's up, guys?
Hey, hein, fais-tu assez beau y un peu aujourd'hui? Yes, sir. Ah, merci d'être venu. Bonne journée. Ooh,
Sir.
de belle, ça.
And cool air. Yeah, but I really want to get the brakes from that one place instead. nick of time. And still need a crazy amount of flipping firewood. Alright. So we'll get those other logs that cut down. So let's put them into... Get these out first. Sheesh. Definitely need that electric cooker. Man. Almost rot. Poop. Oh, that would help. All right. Man. Pardon me. Definitely need that grid power. And the electric cooker. I'll get that turbo for the car first. You want to see if that hitch can go on the back of it. Then I might use the car with automatic transmission to pull the trailer. Huh. No collision. last one, and then I guess I got our boy some sleep. The trail is more stable. I might still using the car for logging and getting firewood. That one. No seats? Can't believe I forgot to... There. That was embarrassing. My Celsius outside to go do something. That's funny. Alright. Skip night. There. I don't know if you missed or was if it left. Alright. Watered. I got more ready to harvest. Everything's watered too, so. Let's top this one off. Yeah, I'm like not going to make sure for that a little bit. Alright, then I got a seed now. Nope. Alright. Everything looks like it's watered and it's got a seed. Alright. Alright. Let's go head into town. Some gas, make some money.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. That's a good boy, yeah. That's a good boy. Yeah. Lay down. Don't shoot.
physics edge of this game is so fucking stupid. I'm cranking pulling at the front bumper and the back of the truck is turning.
How the hell did you get all the way up there?
You can pretty much walk up mountains and stuff. And their solution for if the truck ends up doing something stupid, any vehicles, a crank. Yeah, it's off. I burned a few hours a day. I could spend basically cooking maple syrup or driving somewhere to do something that I want to get done. Hey, the brakes of this truck so bad, reverse is more effective at stopping.
Why don't you put new brakes on it?
Because the gas station only sells them 2 at a time. I really want that one shop opened up, and then I'll probably invest in all new running stuff for the truck. I forgot to take the gas cap off of the truck.
Oh ben, content de te voir. Hey, dis-moi donc, qu'est-ce que c'est que tu mets pas d'ordinateur dans tes bazous, toi? Ah ben, t'es bien fin. Alright.
That's hilarious. Versus more effective brakes. That's awkward speed to be at. Two is too high and three is too low. Stuff at. There it is. I'm not sure how many of these I want to need for the turbo swap out. If I got enough. Zero the gas can.
Tonight, live the incredible life of ages yet to come, in a time that might be 1,000,000 years from now, on X-1. Now, an incredible story of the world beyond.
Countdown for blast off. X-5, 4, 3, 2, X-1, fire.
From the far horizons of the unknown come tales of new dimensions in time and space. These are stories of the future, adventures in which you'll live in 1,000,000 could-be years on 1,000 maybe worlds. The National Broadcasting Company, in cooperation with Galaxy Science Fiction Magazine, presents
X minus 1.
Tonight, Inside Story by Richard Wilson. But first, hear this. I know a couple old friends that argue about everything. Politics, world affairs, even the time of day. One thing they agree on, though, is Pabst Blue Ribbon draft beer. They say it's the best. And for a change, they're both right. Pabst Blue Ribbon draft is a bright, modern-tasting beer that still has plenty of that old-fashioned beer flavor. Next time you see that sign that says Pabst Blue Ribbon beer on draft, stop in, order a glass. You'll soon know why so many folks agree on the bright, modern taste of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer of Milwaukee. Now, X minus 1 and Inside Story.
Every wire serviceman knows that when the legislature shuts down for the hot weather, when it gets too warm for crimes of passion, that's the start of the silly season. It's the time when the teletype chatters about the largest pump in Roman Shaw County, and the dog that found its way home from Luna Bay to the Cocoa Island rocket port. Well, it was the silly season when I reported to headquarters Martian sector of the Galactic News Service at Iowa. I found the bureau chief, Scott Warren, looking sourly at Skipper
GNS Sonala and lizards.
Lizards?
Lizards. New light on the longevity span of the Martian sand lizard was shed today by the Sonala Zoological Society.
That's probably where it came from.
Flag.
So they?
Following a dull night. Was it like this in New York when you left?
They had me covering a kitten in a tree in Gramercy Park.
I would sell my soul for nice, juicy cabinet prices. Or else a little honest graft on the spaceport contract.
He leaves?
No. Garrison Administration of Martian Colonial Affairs is depressingly honest.
When nothing to do, and you can stir it up a little. You know, rattle the local skeleton in the closet. Fan the fires a little.
Have you read the Publications Responsibility Act of 1997? You get 20 years for it.
Look, what's the local tanker store? What would you like most to get an inside story on? Something everybody covers up.
Well, there's Druro. Oh, but that's Simon.
What's Druro?
Nully Sanctuary.
Oh, religious institution?
No. The quarantine set up for null gravity neurocatinosis. Nully fever. Completely segregated. Nobody has ever gotten a report out of it.
Sounds like a natural.
Look, George, you're new. You don't fool around with Nully fever here on Mars. Be like lighting a cigarette in a powder magazine.
Chief, how would you like an inside story out of Druro?
You can't get in.
I will give 8 to 5 on the food shop.
The Ministry of Health, but you...
Okay. Don't let the sand lizard take up all the space. I will get in. It wasn't so easy. I did fine over at the health ministry until I mentioned Druro. And then I might just as well have had a galloping case of Nully fever myself. I was referred to the press officer, to the assistant administrator, to the legal department, the protocol division, and then back to the press officer. Finally, I got in to see the commissioner, Dr. Mark.
Just what caused you to raise the question of Druro?
Look, Dr. Mark, what I want is your permission to visit Druro and get the inside story.
Visit Druro? You mean inside the camp?
Yes, that's right.
Mr. Gordon, I am quoting Administrative Code, Section 65. Any person found within the perimeter at Druro is considered to be a Nully fever victim. Contagion is something like 99% certain at a range of 100 yards.
Oh, I got 12 barrels.
Druro.
And one outside full, plus ones I got dropped off right now.
Wherever he deteriorates to the point of total sterility. Take my advice. Forget it.
Naturally, I didn't.
What's going on in
I did more
investigation?
I found out that Nully fever seemed to be a mutated virus that got that way in the early Earth-Mars rockets that had inadequate biological shields. The symptoms masqueraded as half a dozen diseases, but the end product was the same. A physical deterioration and a psychological lowering to an animal.
So I call us on the time. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I'm calling my time. I'm going to drop that one.
Now, back to X-1, an inside story.
I may be a little reckless following the story, but believe me, there isn't a bonus big enough to make a hero of it. I had no intention of contracting Nully Fever just to provide a byline story for old GNN. I had stumbled onto something, and I was wearing it when I dropped into the bureau and asked Scott if he noticed anything different about it.
Putting on a little weight?
No, guess again.
Your pants aren't hanging right. Your shirt's all bunched.
That's because I am the latest fashion, an invisible suit.
Oh, goodbye. Try another.
I'm not kidding. It's heat-proof and airtight. They developed it over at Mars Electronics for spacesuit use.
You mean you're all buttoned up? Well, how do I hear you?
Short wave from a miniaturized gentleman like a tiny
Not kidding. Well, how come it's invisible?
It's something to do with a non-refractive coating. You need that for dark side work on airless satellites. I got an experimental model from a PRO at MU.
What's it good for?
Outside of spaceship work, not much, except it is my ticket to Europe.
Now, wait a
Don't
minute.
you get it, Chief? I can't be infected, not with the suit on. It's absolutely airtight. Don't worry, I'll be safe. Wrapped in plastic like cheese.
Yeah, but that won't get you past the perimeter into the Nully can.
Just leave that to me. I got I picked up a sand head out to the town of Druro and waited for 2 days. There was a shipment of Nully, the last of the Sanala round, due at the camp. Out of respect to public opinion, they dumped Nullies at night, which suited me fine. About 100 Nullies were going over the newcomers like kangaroo caught in a frontier bear.
Boy, that investigated some weird stuff.
Tore the new bunch to pieces, grabbing cigarettes, jackknives, buttons, shoes, anything. And then, like as not, the old-timers would fight each other first. The whole thing was over at dawn, and I could get a look around the camp. There were 3 fab huts and some trees. I started over to one of the huts.
My hut.
I'm not going to hurt you. Look! I'm your friend.
Sure. You think you're going to steal my ration, huh? I'll kill you first.
How long have you been here?
Got a cigarette?
Here. No, don't grab. I'll talk to you.
Don't you make a move.
Sure. What were you before you got in here?
Huh? The teacher. And Iopa Technical. I fixed them before they got me. I cut down 10 medics with a power drill.
Dang, that dude's something. That mess with a power drill.
You go plenty hungry. Ration is until tomorrow. You think there was some fight last night? Where do you see ration drop? Last time somebody tried to beat me to a ration case, I fixed her.
Never mind. Don't tell me about it. Hey, what's that over there? Up the hill. Looks like a regular fortress.
What are you trying to do?
No. What goes on up there? Those other huts inside that barricade.
You spying then? Yeah, sure. You spying then, you dirty you!
Ooh, that dude hit him hard.
It isn't easy to get used to dodging nasty backhand punches that came out of the blue and were meant to kill. I got my arm up in time to catch about half the force, and the man ran off with my pack of cigarettes. But there was something up that hill worth looking at. A barricaded section set apart from the rest. So I started up. When I hit the woods, I stopped just 3 feet short of a 10-foot spear.
All right, you. Get back down the hill.
Now, take it easy, will you? What's going on up here?
Go on, get moving.
I've got orders to kill if I have to.
You don't understand. I just want to find out.
Sure you do. They always do. Every time there's a new batch, there's a few still smart enough to plan together and then come up here spying.
Spying on what? Look, I'm
I
a new
count three and then you get it in the belly.
No hero I got before he reached 1.5. That night I managed to talk to the ex-teacher without either of us slugging me up. I asked him about the guy on the hill.
They get all the best rations. They make us give up our food or they can kill us. They just do it. Nice.
You mean there's a gang up there living off the rest of us?
Yeah. I killed one of them.
Oh, I was a little quick on the draw on that one.
It didn't get me, though. Funny, huh?
I got the picture. It's been the same every time men are herded together like animals. Andersonville, Buchenwald, and Dachau. The Alaskan camps in the 70s are now rural. The strong live off the others, a kind of racketeering in spades. Grab the best of everything, live as rich as you can, and don't worry how many you leave.
I think this is a metal roof.
Tonight, got the rocks together and clubs. Go up there, and we'll get 'em. You come.
I didn't have much choice. They would have torn me apart. About 10 o'clock at night, the mob gathered at the foot of the hill. Every once in a while, they'd fight at each other with a club or a rock, but mostly they shouted up at the hill. And then suddenly, without any signal, they charged. It was kind of sick. Men and women, heaven knows what they were before, teachers, mothers, anything, screaming and running up that hill. And then the defenders cut loose. There were torches so I could see, rocks rolled down, boiling water, spears, arrows, enough to cut down that unarmed mob. I was hiding behind a tree, sick, good and sick, when it happened.
Hold on, bud. I'm gonna pull this arrow. Here it goes. Up the hill is where you wanted to go.
But how did
we drag you up?
Herb, get some bandages up here.
You're one of them, aren't you?
One of who?
The big shots, the kingpins, gangsters. It's tough enough living in a place like this, but to prey on the weak ones.
Look, fella, I think maybe you got the wrong idea.
Oh, thank heaven I'm safe from this kind of...
Yeah, I wondered when we'd notice. That fancy suit of yours got torn when the arrow hit it.
No.
That's why we hauled you up here. We spotted something funny about you. A kettle of boiling water splashed on you. You didn't even notice. Who are you?
George Gordon, the licensed newsman.
A newsman? Listen, does anybody know you're in here?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a chance. Can you tell them they got to let us out? Tell them what it's like up here. Make them understand. We write messages for the rations planes and they ignore them. They can't get close enough to the guards to shout, they shoot you down. They've got to let us out.
Oh, sure. After what I've seen, that's the last thing I do. Try to con somebody into letting this loose on the population. I've seen enough nuts. Even if I have to spend the rest of my life in this camp, I don't want to be responsible for making more.
Wait a minute, you don't get it. We're not nullies up here. What?
Nobody gets in the camp who isn't a nullie.
That's right. We all had it when we came in, but not anymore. Up here, we're cured.
You're lying.
You've got to believe me. We've been living up here for 4 years, keeping guard, trying to live like human beings in the middle of those animals down there. Losing maybe 3 or 4 a week, fighting them off.
You know, you're more dangerous than they are down there because somehow you've kept some intelligence, enough to want revenge on the rest of the world by infecting.
No, you've got to believe me. We're cured. Nully fever can be cured somehow because we've done it. About 100 of us. More now with the babies.
The what?
Babies. Normal, healthy babies.
He pointed across the clearing to another hut, and I saw it. A woman about 30, sitting on the doorstep. and I heard the words of the commissioner echoing in my ear. And the chorus, total sterility. These weren't nullies, not anymore. If they could have babies, they must be cured. Living as a desperate island in a mad world of violence. Well, you know the rest of it. You ought to. It was carried under my byline in every track sheet on 3 planets. They had a micro-technician up the hill who gimmicked my miniature microphone with a hairpin and a piece of quartz crystal, so I cut in on the main traffic beam between Sinala and Iowa. I had Scott Warren at Government House in 15 minutes, threatening to blow the lid off the whole colonial government. The babies did. Aerial photographs with micro-enlargements. They had pictures of those babies on the wire the next day. Red tape held it up a week. But finally, 100 cured ex-nullies and 1 reporter were out of bureau at Iowa General Hospital for checks. They found it. Nully fever is psychosomatic. You take somebody strong enough to fight for survival, give him incentive, and he'll lick by himself. No miracle drugs needed. It starts, but it ends with psychotherapy. A good dose of will. I got back to work in a month.
Welcome back, George. Teletype, dead as ever. Back to the longevity of the Martian family.
Poor old Nully story played out.
Dead as last we heard.
Well, what else is new? Maybe we can find another skeleton in the closet. How about life on the Martian moon? Now that ought to be good for a headline.
Fred Collins again, and I'll have a word for you about next week, X-1, in a moment.
All right. Oh, X-1 was kind of short. Well, I guess that's what things to go get some firewood. Let's pull these 2 barrels out. And then get the blade and go take down a tree or 2 or something to that effect. What? Why did it go way back here? That's 2. Well, let's get our boy some sleep. And tomorrow, hopefully, we're going to be picking up the last piece for the car's turbo. Yeah, let's get that night. There we go. Watered. Alright, looks like everything's good on the potato front. Alright. I'm gonna go start up the cooker before I head into town. Well, let's barrel in. Kind of what I was hoping for. Maybe it'll stay. Or maybe I'll hit a street sign and knock it back into the truck. Where'd the barrel go? I guess it's not, because it didn't work out that way. I forgot the gas can. I have an old truck anyways. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's the piece I need right there for the turbo. Okay. Got any stuff out here for the truck? Let's see. Spacers, adjustables. Adjustable. Performance brakes. How many of these do you have? 2. Programmable. Trends, front sway bar. Yes! He's opening the shop up now. All right. Turbo and sway bars. Boy.
Ben oui. Ah ben, content de te voir. Hey, dis-moi donc, qu'est-ce que c'est que tu mets pas d'ordinateur dans tes bazous, toi?
Le sirop d'érable, je m'y connais.
I'm buying that until I get the electric.
Excellent soir.
completely cooled off. coming out. It's still coming out. Is that it? Is that it? Well, in that case, change your plans.
That'll wake a person up out of a coma.
Oh, you were asleep.
Oh my God.
Given I can't get that one piece out of the car that I need to put the turbo in, I guess I'm going to have to change my plans a bit. Friday.
Today's the last day.
Yeah, for this episode. Otherwise, that means it's just pretty much my outro left. That means it's pretty much the outro is all that's left. I'm trying to keep the episodes ending on Saturday.
You don't let him sleep very long.
Oh, it speeds through. Because it's already Saturday at 3 in the morning. And then after the save, it's going to probably push it to about 6. About 5 or 6. It'd be about 6. Yep, 6 o'clock. Nope, stand corrected. 7. Pretty much skip night anyhow. Well, so that's it for this episode of Mon Bazou. And given that I couldn't get that part off of the car to make the turbo possible, that means this is a change of plans, since I also unlocked the performance shop as well. So, basically, in the next episode of Mon Bazou, my goal is going to be, depending how much I get for the maple syrup, I'm going to have to get some. I'm going to have to do that next episode. I'm going to have to stock up the sugar shack with some more firewood because it's getting really low, and I'm going to basically get either the truck or the car and fixed up, all nice and fixed up. So basically, it's going to be the truck or the car want to get fixed up, but either way, they're both going to get worked on. Since I already have the dent removal tool over here, and I'll have to buy a steering wheel for the car. Alright, that's the plan for the next episode, is getting one of these two vehicles all fixed up. And unless the dividends is so high to pay for grid power, next going to be paying for grid power, and that means grid power is going to be the way to go. Alright, so thanks for watching. I'm going to have to be pruning some trees. So what I'm probably going to do is, in between this episode and the next episode, I'm going to probably do a week out. A week. Or I might continue to do it. We'll see what I decide. But either way, thanks for watching. Peace out.